My name is Dean Halber. I'm 36 years old. I used to be a physics teacher. And if this makes no sense to you, just know it doesn't make sense to me either. It started 2 weeks ago. I checked into a hotel in Vermont on my way back from a funeral. I'd never heard of the place before. There was no online listing, no website, just a plain wooden sign that said, "The Haven Inn, vacancy." I was tired, grieving, and I didn't want to think. So I stopped. The man at the front desk barely looked at me. He slid over a key and said, "Room 11, top of the stairs." No ID check, no payment. I asked how much the night would cost. He smiled and said, "Let's see how you sleep first." I should have walked out right then. The hallway was narrow, carpeted. Room 11 was the only door with a gold handle. Everything else was silver. Inside was fine, small, dusty, but warm. There was a clock on the wall ticking loud, a lamp flickering gently, and on the desk, a note. "Write down what you remember before you forget." I assumed it was some hotel gimmick, so I ignored it. Big mistake. That night, I had the most vivid dream of my life. I was 9 years old again, running through the woods with my brother Adam. We were laughing, until I heard a scream, and everything turned red. I woke up gasping, my shirt soaked. I sat up, looked around the room, only it wasn't the same. The wallpaper had changed. The lamp was now a candle, and the bed was in a different corner. I stood up, confused, thinking maybe I'd wandered into another room, but the door still said, "Room 11." Downstairs, the front desk was empty. Outside the windows, just trees, no road, no other buildings, no sign of life. I tried my phone, no signal. I went back to the room thinking maybe I just needed to sleep it off. When I opened the door again, I was in college, my dorm room, posters, books, my old guitar, and in the mirror was me, younger, smiling. I sat on the bed, frozen. The note was back on the desk, only now it read, "Every room is a memory. Some are yours, some are not." I don't know how many nights passed after that. Every time I slept in room 11, I woke up somewhere else. A wedding I didn't remember attending. A childhood birthday I'd forgotten. A hospital waiting room with a girl sobbing beside me. I didn't know her, but she kept calling me Dad. The scariest part? Sometimes the people in the room would see me, talk to me, like I belonged there. Eventually, I stopped trying to leave. There was no exit, no day, just room 11, and then came the memory that shattered me. I woke up in a garage. A car was running, the windows fogged, and in the driver's seat was me, older, tired, crying. There was a note on the dashboard. It said, "I'm sorry, I tried." And that's when I realized room 11 wasn't a hotel. It was a loop of the life I almost had, the life I chose to forget. And I remembered the truth. I was in a hospital, hooked up to machines, in a coma. I'd tried to end it all. And room 11? It was the part of my brain still alive, still fighting to pull me back. Every room I entered was a piece of me trying to remind me why life was worth living. Some were real, some were possible futures, and some were warnings. The last room I woke up in was a classroom, my old one. The one I taught in, empty, except for one student sitting in the front. It was my brother Adam, the one who died when we were kids, the one I never forgave myself for. He looked up at me and said, "You can stay, Dean. But if you do, this is all you'll ever have." I cried, and I whispered, "I want to go home." I woke up in a hospital bed, IV in my arm, machines beeping, a nurse screaming for a doctor. They said I'd been out for 4 weeks. They found me in my garage. I shouldn't be alive, but I am. And every night since, I sleep with the light on, because sometimes, when the room is dark enough, I still hear the clock ticking. And the walls? They still smell like dust and candle wax, like room 11 never really let me go.